having an amazing day. Welcome to Decluttering Tuesday in November, when I post 30 videos in 30 days and each different day has a theme. And today I'm going to be sharing with you the finale, which is showing you my kitchen after the amazing Shelly Malik from Merchandise Maison came into my house and decluttered a lot of my problem areas. And I'm very excited to show you the kitchen today because it's just so damn satisfying. She changed my life. So without further ado, let's get started. All right, so as I shared with you guys, today I'm going to be sharing with you my kitchen decluttered. So this was a problem area in my house. I want to highlight a few of the reasons why before we get into this video. So I live in a condo, right? So I have a smaller kitchen space, and what's interesting about my cupboards is that they are deep, but they're hard to reach. And so there's a few inconveniences in my kitchen, as in I couldn't really see my dry food, so I kept buying more of it and not using what I had. I would forget that I had things because they were shoved back in the cupboards. I didn't have a system that was working for me. Also, I felt like I had too many things in my kitchen to be organized. When I knew I didn't have too much, I just couldn't figure out how to declutter or what was the best use of my space. And so Shelly came in, and that's what I'm about to show you.
I'm gonna pull everything out, and then what we do with the Post-it notes is write our plan and put it on each of the cupboards, and then make sure the plan makes sense. And then as I go through and fill the cupboards, I take off the Post-it notes.
Ooh.
And when all the Post-it notes are gone, that's when we know we're done. Because sometimes I will see a Post-it note and I go, oh, I didn't hit that cupboard yet. But yeah, so it'll help us sort of work out the flow and make sure that the flow makes sense when we see all the little categories labeled around the kitchen.
Okay.
It's gonna be nice. And then once we determine who goes where, it's a matter of measuring and seeing what organizational product is gonna make our lives better.
Yes.
Yeah, because I didn't bring it all up. You should see my car is like packed to the roof right now.
Yeah.
But I didn't bring it all up because I didn't want to overwhelm the space. We're working in a small space. We're going to have, you know, categories and pots and pans and dishes kind of scattered around in little groups. So I didn't want to bring the product in just yet. We'll bring it in sparingly. We'll bring in what we need. We'll bring in what's going to function, not just bring it in to bring it in. You know what I mean?
Yes. That's
where we end up overspending and just, you know, organizing for TV and not for real life, so.
So Shelly began taking everything out of my cupboards and drawers, and like I said, I was very surprised about everything that was in there. There was a lot of clutter and space just wasn't being utilized efficiently. As you can see, I kept books in my kitchen, paperwork in my kitchen, and nothing was organized besides, I guess you guys could see the plates there. But Shelly unpacked all this food and then split it up into different categories so that she could sort out the bins and boxes and where these things were going to be placed in my cupboards. All right, now are you guys ready for me to reveal what Shelly did with the place? Okay, so here we are in my kitchen. Woo, looking sparkling clean. I have the ring light on it, so that's why it looks extra white. But I wanted to just go through the drawers with you one by one so you can check everything out and everything that Shelly did. So let's start with down here where I had my pots and pans. So we have cutting boards here, the lids, the cooker for the Instapot, and my pots here. I put the knives down here now, and as well as a scale. And this is great because this is a drawer that I'm using every single day, and it has everything, the bigger pieces, all fitting in here. Great. And the oven mitts, especially being underneath the oven, which is fantastic. Now, there you see me crawling up on the stool because I am short. And let's get into this. So this was a very problematic cupboard. And what I love is that Shelly put in this magical rack. It's like a metal piece, and it created the opportunity for the casserole dishes and lids for my glass containers to go up here. as well as my blender fitting up here, and the silicone baking mats, baking sheet, and it's so organized, and it stayed organized. And as we go up to this one above, we have my metal bowls and we have my rice cooker, and then I just have some extra mason jars in the back. So again, items that I use on a somewhat regular basis. And now let's get into the cupboards up here, because this was problematic. Now we actually have my glassware up here that I'm not using very often, as well as this awesome Sunday Riley mixology set. Really fun. And in the next cupboard, we have food here. So we actually have back stock, and this is what I'm talking about, the cupboards that are this huge abyss. Like way back there, there's more food that I don't really use as regularly, and just like tea, rice noodles. This is a jar of quinoa. So things that I don't use on a regular basis. My cashews, I could have put that in there better before the video, but yeah. Anyway, so things are just looking very organized, and what's great about these bins is that I can lift them out. They're sturdy enough, and they have these handles that I can lift them out to restock up these. This is like my favorite drawer, or sorry, my favorite cupboard of all that Shelly did. Look at how cute these are. I absolutely love the retro style labels. Very retro, Hotel Cali chic. I've washed the rice one, and I think that its label came off in the dishwasher, but Shelly will be back one day and we'll make a new one. But what's great about these shelves is that Shelly put in these plastic shelves to create like a staircase so that I can still see the jars in the back. And it's very easy, like the ones that are in the front are ones that I use more frequently. I'm gonna close that. And since we're right beside the stove, above the stove I just have rice vinegar and a tub of honey, which I use for some tea or cacao. And beside that beautiful looking drawer is more food that I use on a more regular basis. We have a box of meal prep, and we have a box of snacks and carbs. And as you can see, this isn't a deep cupboard like the ones above. This is where I used to have glasses and my dishes. Now, as we move down here, this drawer is where I have my glasses and dishes. So this is where I used to have a bunch of clutter of dry food, but what's great now is the dry food is all organized, and this is so easy for me. I mean, it's kind of funky, or so I thought. Shelly's like, you might have to get used to this, of having my dishes and my glasses here, but it works so much more efficiently because this is where my dishwasher is. And this is why I'm saying there's so many things that Shelly did that I just wouldn't have thought of myself because it wasn't wired in my brain that way. And now it's super organized. Let's get into the other satisfying drawers that we have here. So this is where Shelly organized, like this side is more spices, we have teas, we have the things that I would put into smoothies, and we have coffee here. And I've got some garlic as well. So everything is laid out and super organized. And as we get to the top drawer here, how satisfying is this? I couldn't imagine that I could have fit everything in here in this way and have it be so organized. We have like vitamins and supplements and Advil things that I might need here. And the lids for the mason jars, we have like my spare keys and elastic bands, and it just everything is so organized. Everything has a home, right? Sorry, that should probably be like that. Everything has a home, and it's just so satisfying to look at. Am I right? Thumbs up if this is so satisfying, especially in comparison to before. And one of my favorite parts about how organized this is that I love cooking. I know where everything is. I've also saved money on groceries because I'm using things that I forgot that I had, dry food that I forgot that I had. I know I'm not the only one who has gone into the grocery stores this year and felt like, oh, I should stock up a little bit more because I don't really want to come back here because it feels weird. So just take note that if there are systems in your kitchen, maybe there's something you could learn from this. Maybe it's the stackable, like stair, like plastic slots that Shelly put in here, or maybe it's having these labeled bins or labeled mason jars. Maybe there's something that you can adopt from this video, or simply just call Shelly because she is a total angel and she is located in Toronto. So I'll leave her information down below, and I hope you guys gained some inspiration from this video, and if not, just thought it was super satisfying. I'll be seeing you guys again very soon.